I am actually a 9th grader. I'm going to be talking about being unique again. So I'll just start. How do you think others remember people? Is it their faces? Is it their names? Or maybe it's their quirks? Well, I think it's all of these, and many more traits combined. People remember others thanks to their uniqueness. Now, I'll ask another question. Can you call yourself genuine? Or are you just a mask that tries to fulfill what others desire? While you think about that, I'll go to my next topic. A mother of identical twins. How would she separate one from another? It's their personalities. And if the children decide to pull a prank and act like one another, she would have no idea who is who. So, because the kids would have lost their authenticity and their personality. And what is an authentic personality? Well, the most important kind of freedom is to be what you really are, said Jim Morrison. And embracing this freedom is what makes a personality authentic. Let me give an example here. Imagine a friend group, your friend group actually. And everyone in that friend group, except for you, like a musician. You have two options here. You either accept the fact that you don't like the musician, or you act like you like the musician. And both have their pros and cons, which I will talk about in a moment. But before that, I want to state that there is no superior option here. Or rather, the superior option changes from person to person and from situation to situation. So, back to the pros and cons. If you decide to act like you like the musician, you will, inevitably make your group a bit more united. But you'll lose a bit of your uniqueness, and you'll feel uncomfortable in your own skin because you're acting like a different person. Now, on the other hand, you decide to act like yourself and not like the musician. In this scenario, you may or may not be a social outcast in your group. And there may be a fear that comes from this uncertainty. But what is freedom if it's all planned ahead? And there's a pretty easy way to cope with this problem, this fear. It is expressing yourself. I found that it is easier for me to draw and paint, but for you it may be music, it may be filmmaking, it may be writing, heck, it may be writing a question then answering it. As long as you get what you think out there, you will feel a bit more relieved of this fear. And a bonus to this, you will learn about yourself, and because of this, you will grow as a person. So, you may be asking to yourself, or me, doesn't appearance make a difference, and make us different as well? And you're completely right. Appearance does make us different as well. But it's personality that affects others. So, on the topic of appearances, I think instead of styles and whatnot, I think imperfections are the most important part of your appearances, because it's the first thing, it's the only thing someone sees at first glance. And I actually have a story about this. It's about me. I'm pretty skinny, and you may not see it, but the soup's pretty puffy. And I was skinnier in middle school. And let's not call it bullying, but kids used to make fun of me for this. And I was so self-conscious to the point where I didn't use locker rooms to change. Then I started attending high school. And something changed with that. It was my friend group. And because my friend group, instead of making fun of me for it, they accepted me with my flaws. And thanks to this, I was able to see past the negatives. I saw that I could eat all the chocolate I wanted. But I'm kind of getting off point here. What I'm trying to say here is that you shouldn't change who you are for others' standards, but you should change who you surround yourself with, so you can be yourself around them. And for this next segment, I want to go back to the start. If you want to be remembered, you should be yourself, both appearance-wise and personality-wise. Because that's all it takes to be unique. It's being yourself. And being remembered is a much more important thing than you think. Because when people remember you, you will grow closer to them. You will have stronger bonds. And because you have stronger bonds, you will inevitably have you will inevitably have a better social life. In conclusion, every one of us is a one-of-a-kind person with our unique decisions, our different appearances, and our imperfections and flaws aren't meant to be hid, and instead they're just another color that paints our canvas. So, as you leave this building today, I want you to try to change the world in a way only you can. And in my last regards, I want to thank the TEDx organization, the Işık schools, of course my English teachers who enabled me to be here, my mom, and lastly, all of you. Thank you for listening.